Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Jazakallah to Hazrat and everybody at Masjid Ashrafia. And also, Ma'ami Sahib Mahmoud Warawala was giving me ijazat to come over here. Auzu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Sorry, it's first time I'm giving a speech, so a bit nervous. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Just before I start, my name is Abdulahad ibn Abdul Samad Musa Ali Bhai. My late father, may Allah grant him Jannah Firdaus, and my late mother, who's recently passed away a couple of months ago. I'm a former drug addict. A long journey, mashallah, a long journey. Alhamdulillah, great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, du'as of my parents, Shaykh, Abdul, and other people in the community. I had a long journey in my drug addiction. But I just want to talk to you, brothers and youngsters especially, and the elders and the community. It's very important, we have to educate ourselves. We have to educate ourselves. If we don't educate ourselves in drugs, it's going to be a big problem. So before I start, I just want to read something. Where I went to my rehab in South Africa. Do you want to read something? It's important that I start off with this. It's a day-top philosophy. I am here. I am here because there is no refuge, finally, from myself, until I confront myself in the eyes and hearts of others. I am running. I am running until I suffer them to share my secrets. I have no safety from them, afraid to be known. I can know neither myself nor any other. I will be alone. Where else but in my common ground can I find such a mirror? Here, together, I can at last appear clearly to myself, not as a giant of my dreams, nor the dwarf of my fears, but as a person, part of a whole, with my share in its purpose. In this ground, I can take root and grow, not alone anymore in death, but alive to myself and to one more. Very good one. Who is an addict? It's very important, brothers. Who is an addict? Most of us do not have to think twice about this question. Most of us do not have to think twice about this question. We know our whole life and thinking was centered in drugs, in one form or another. The getting and using and finding ways and means to get more. We live to use and use to live. We very simply, an addict is a man or a woman whose life is controlled by drugs. We are people in the grip of continuing and progressive illness whose ends are always the same: jail, institution, or death. First and foremost, the word drugs. If I ask you, brothers, what the word drug means, can anybody tell me? Anyone? Alhamdulillah, I mean, sorry. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else?
An intoxicating addictive substance.
All right. Anyone else? Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah, you brothers are right. Alhamdulillah. Intoxication, substance. The word drugs means devil's revenge upon God's servant. D-R-U-G-S. Look at the deep meaning behind that, my dear respected brothers and elders. First and foremost, in our Muslim community, there's no support. We need support in every day, in every locality to be opened. Drug rehab family support group. We have to open this. Parents feel embarrassed to go to a support group. Why? Why do they feel embarrassed? So people must see, oh, this person's car's here, this person's car's here. Oh, something's happening here. They're in a support group. They might think, oh, his son might be on drugs, or his daughter might be on drugs, or someone, family members might be in drugs. No, my dear respected brothers, it's education. We have to educate ourselves in this support group. Very, very important. Okay, we not seem to understand, drug is a disease. It can happen to anyone. In my time in South Africa, my dear respected brothers, there was an elder, 72 years old. Wallahi, 72 years old. He was my room partner. Crack cocaine addict, a multi-millionaire. Now I tell him, I goes, Chacha, what are you doing? Come on, man, we're here for a reason. Rehab is not an event, it's a process. Wallahi, it's a process. You get a 12-step program, you need to do your 12-step program. There's 75 million users, dear respected brothers, 75 million users in the world of drugs. Think about it, 75 million and growing. 270,000 in the UK, and majority are Muslims. Wallahi. I had to work hard on my rehab. I'm a recovering addict for life. In the eyes of dunya, I'm a recovering addict. In the eyes of Allah, I'm not a recovering addict. Allah, when He created us, He created us pure. We came pure into this world. We were full of disease. This world is full of disease. It's going to finish our generation. The next generation to come, wallahi, the next generation to come is going to be full of drug addicts. Every second household in the UK, has got a drug addict. There was this brother, a multi-millionaire, who walked into the rehab center. He walked in, he had so much. And the director, Hafiz Muhammad Rafiq Saab, has been working there for 20 years. It's called Crescent of Hope. Okay, I was sent to the rehab from UK Leicester by Maulana Hafiz Abdul Budi, who runs Spinney Hill drug rehab support group. I'm a peer mentor there now, my dear respected brothers. I was there just over a year ago. Wallahi. And when I went to this rehab center, I had to think, man, I'm here, but I got to take a step back. These guys are on the next level. I'm here for my own Islah. When we go Jamaat, you're there for your own Islah. When you go to a certain place, when you go to studies, you go for your own Islah. You're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anyone else. I had to take a step back. I had to earn my respect there. Wallahi, I had to earn my respect there. Rafiq Bhai is a person, knowledge. We can say muftis, alims, qadis, alhamdulillah. This Rafiq Bhai, Hafiz Muhammad Mayat, you can say he's the mufti of drugs. He knows everything about drugs, A to Z. Khair, let me go on. 95% of the people, 95% of the patients relapse because the family don't know how to deal with it. The family doesn't know. They'll say, or if the community in the area, you say, oh, I told drug addict, stay away from him. They won't understand what a drug addict goes through, my dear respected brothers. None of you, somebody who hasn't taken drugs, will not understand what a drug addict goes through. They need help. Wallahi, they need help. Only an addict will understand an addict. Seriously. Drug addiction is a kind of illness which a family member can have. Anyone can have it. In my time over there, you see alims coming there. Ulamas, alims. I had two youngsters, two brothers, nephews of Hashim Amla, the South African cricketer. So it makes you think, you get the best of the best. There was one, sorry for taking extra time. There was one brother who was an addict. and he was a professional. So anyway, I'm not sure what field he was in. I think he might have been an accountant, a very qualified accountant, and he became a drug addict, and he came to Michaelisburg Health Center in South Africa, and he comes in, and he stayed there for a long time. Now Rafiq, by what he does, his job is basically helping the drug addicts. There's got counselors there, all professionals there. There's got doctors there. We go through our detox, etc. We go through our 12-step program. Okay. Now, basically, he after all of it, 100 patients come there, 100, and that's anyone, everyone. The youngest child to come in that rehab center was 6 years old on crack cocaine. Okay. So it makes you think. The youngest child to come in that rehab center was 7 years old on crystal meth. If anybody knows about crystal meth, I'm not sure if it's here in this country. I've seen a movie about it. It's a movie called Ellen Packy's that they show us in the rehab center. It's a true story. But this drug is such that when this brother came in, his story was ajib, that him and his wife, ended up in drugs, and they were sleeping in crack houses and here and there and everywhere. A baby was born, and she never even drank her mother's milk. People used to give people, neighbors and that, give milk and food to her. And basically, at the age, she grew up 13, 14, 15. She came to the rehab center. And Rafiq Bey, he unites families back together, people on drug addiction and everything. She came in. So Rafiq Bey's speaking to her, has been, she became older, she has been, your father's here, blah, blah. He goes, look, don't tell me anything about my father. Don't tell me anything. So Rafiq Bey's a bit stunned, He goes, why? Why? She goes, I've seen it all. I was born in a crack house. I've seen it, my mother, my father, my mother goes out, she sells her body, perform lives on stage. My father goes out for 500 rand. Hey man, what is this? 500 rand, 25 quid, just for drugs. Head. So he's telling, she's telling Rafiq Bey that this is it. I've seen everything. So he goes, what do you want, Ben? What do you want? She goes, you know what I want? 16 years. Imagine this. All I need is a hug from my father. All I want was a hug from my father. Even Rafiq Bey started crying. You can imagine, my dear respected brothers, there was a Muslim sister. She's on drugs so much, she stabbed her father 32 times. My dear respected brothers and elders, if we don't wake up now, wallahi, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. There's 3 stages. Before I finish, there's 3 stages of addiction. One is the experimental stage, where a person will start off with marijuana, then he will try alcohol, then they will try crack cocaine, heroin, another substance. What will happen? This is experimental stage. Try this, try this, try this, try this. They'll make a choice. Marijuana, crack cocaine, heroin, whatever. Okay, they'll make a choice. And my choice of drug was crack. I was a crack user. Okay, so anyway, they'll make a choice. What will happen? They'll use it once in a while. They'll go work, all fine. They'll come over. They might not use for a few days, or a week or two. Time will come, it become a mental thing. What will happen? They'll go work, they'll come back. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I need something, I'll go out, £20, £30, £40, whatever it is. They'll buy it, they'll smoke the rock or whatever. They'll smoke it. That will go on for some time. Eventually, what will happen? Chronic stage will come in. What will happen in that chronic stage? The mental stage, The mind will shut down and the body will demand what it will demands. Okay, it's called a craving. And this will be everyday craving. Okay, you wake up in the morning, go and get the fix. Your time, the day won't start without a fix, without a smoke, whatever it is. And they'll go on to that on a daily basis. I've got a friend in London, wallahi. I just heard from his brother. I hope a lot of people out there to send them to South Africa and obviously work with the Spinny Hill Drug Rehab Support Group. This brother in London, I heard him. He's a heroin addict. He's been smoking for many, many years. And I speak to his brother on a regular basis. He tells me, because Abs, we call him Abs. So he goes, I need help, man. And I said, yeah, bro, no problem. I said, look, if Allah doesn't give up on us, who are we to give up on other people? Who are we? You should never give up, my dear respected brothers. Okay, I heard he's in such a stage, he's a heroin addict. A lot of brothers been to him, they've talked to him, the Jamaat's been there. His one word, he says, I like what I'm doing. I like what I do. Leave me to it. Okay? I heard he's such in a bad state, his leg might be getting amputated. I'm not sure when or how long. Okay? So my dear respected, we've got to understand as a community, we need to help our youth. Yeah, so this is my first, alhamdulillah, jazakallah for Hazrat. This is my first talk. I'm still in Jamaat, my 40 days. May Allah, make dua for me that Allah keeps me safe. Also, all the youngsters out there, it can happen to anyone and everyone. It's a big disease. The devil is out there. He'll play with everyone's minds. So, may Allah make it easy for me and all of you. And inshallah, make dua that, we stay safe, inshallah, in this dunya. Jazakumullah khair. Wa akhiru da'wana. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
जज़ाकल्लाह। ये ड्रग्स में है ना, बहुत से लोग कहते हैं क्लास ए, क्लास बी, क्लास सी, फिर बाज़ जगहों पर ये क्या कहते हैं, marijuana को उन्होंने लीगल कर दिया, जैसे कनाडा में कहते हैं ये तो सॉफ्ट है, चल जाता है। लेकिन याद रखें, इस्लाम में ये क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ ड्रग्स नहीं है। ऑल ड्रग्स आर सेम, चाहे marijuana हो, कोकीन हो, हार्ड हो, सॉफ्ट हो, कुछ भी हो, anything that intoxicates the mind is haram. Like sharab, some sharab, they only intoxicate you if you drink it a lot. With a little bit, you don't get intoxicated, but it's still haram. So same is the case with drugs. All drugs are haram.